Joining me now is Jordan Eliseo, who is the general manager of ABC Bullion, which is part of the Pallion Group, well known in Australia. Jordan, thanks for coming to join us today. Obviously, gold is a very hot topic at the moment, and you've just released a new product, a Gold Decumulation Plan. Tell us about this. It's getting a lot of people speaking. We want to really understand it.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to have a conversation. It's a really exciting time in the precious metals industry, obviously with gold and silver leading markets higher in 2025. Gold Decumulation Plan, or GDP for short, as we abbreviate it to, is an Australian first investment solution that allows investors to generate regular cash flow from their precious metal investments. It can be set up essentially in three easy steps. Investors make an initial investment into the product. The minimum is $25,000. And at the same time as making that investment into that product, they also tell us how much money they want to receive from the product on a monthly basis and the month in which they want those cash flows to commence. So they can set that, 6 months, 12 months, a couple of years into the future if they so like. And then what ABC Bullion will do is it will programmatically buy back fractional amounts of gold and or silver, depends what the investor chooses, to meet those cash flow needs. So, in a simple example, let's say the gold price was 5,000 Australian dollars an ounce, and an investor said, well, I want $1,000 a month paid back to me, then ABC would effectively be buying back zero point 0.2 of an ounce out of that client's account at the end of the month to send them the $1,000. So as long as they have a weight of metal in their GDP account, they can get a regular cash flow paid to them. And so it's effectively an auto sales function from the client's point of view. And it means that they can be confident that once a month they're going to get a little cash flow boost into their portfolio or to support their lifestyle. So it's Australian first. It's a very simple in the way that it operates. Three easy steps to set it up. And yeah, we've been really quite blown away by the interest from not only existing clients of ABC Bullion, but also people that are new to precious metals who have looked at gold and silver in the past, are very interested in them because of the protective, but also the growth qualities that gold and silver can bring to a portfolio, but have maybe hesitated because of that lack of cash flow, and obviously gold doesn't pay an income. This is kind of effectively solving for one of those problems that investors may think about when it comes to investing in gold and silver.
It definitely seems like a timely launch, and you did launch it at the ABC Bullion Precious Metals Forum. Now, the theme was Gold and the New World Order. Can you give us a bit of a temperature check of what the atmosphere is like in the room, the participants? Are you seeing new people coming into the space given that gold keeps hitting these all-time highs?
Yeah, I mean, if I could sum it up in a word, it would be electric in terms of the atmosphere and I suppose, the mood at that event, which was just over a month ago now. We had more than 700 people in the room on the evening. We had a list of people who would have come had we had more seating capacity. That was several hundred people more. Probably as a bit of background for people around who ABC Bullion is and those forums, those events. We've been in operation since 1972, so more than 50 years of serving the Australian precious metal investment community. We're part of Pallion Group, obviously, which includes our sister company, ABC Refinery, which is LBMA, SGE, and CME accredited, and the largest, private group by turnover in Australia now. And we've been hosting these forums. We don't do them every year. We do them typically every couple of years. We've been hosting them for well over a decade now. And the place that we hosted it at, the Ivy Ballroom in Sydney, we've been doing them there for about 9 years. And they are typically sellouts. So, we have a huge database of clients. We also have, obviously networks into, brokerage, funds management, banking, etc. So a very diverse group of both investors, but also participants in the precious metals industry. And obviously the mood towards gold investing right now is very favorable, silver investing as well. And I think there are several key reasons driving that. Obviously the performance has been market leading, But we are in a world where interest rates are coming down again. We are in a world where inflation is still problematic. We're in a world where there are question marks around the stock market. It's extremely expensive by historical standards. We've obviously seen record central bank demands, question marks over trade tariffs and the like there, and how that's all going to play out. So all of the sort of tailwinds that are supporting, or that you would expect to support precious metal investment and precious metal prices, they're very much, front and center right now of investors' minds. And I think that's why there's such an appetite for gold investment more broadly. And this product, GDP, is it's another investment solution, precious metal centric investment solution that Australian investors can now enjoy, or can now utilize if it suits their needs.
Well, Jordan, you are the subject matter expert. Can you tell us more about what you think are the most critical amongst those key drivers that have been leading to these record prices, followed by more record prices?
Look, if I had to pin it on one, I would say I would say right now it's actually momentum. I think gold and silver are rising now more as a profit-seeking opportunity for investors, rather than a sort of defensive risk-off play, if that makes sense. And the reason I say that is that whilst people are a little worried about how expensive the stock market is getting, the stock market is also doing quite well right now. So they're not rushing out of stocks into gold because the stock market's falling and they're sort of feeling pain in that equity market of the component of their portfolio. To me, it's more about the fact that they see more opportunity for higher levels of growth by being invested in precious metals, and that's a primary driver of people allocating to gold now. If I had to choose a secondary one, it would be the fact that interest rates are now again falling, and gold has always been that traditional go-to asset in environments where rates are falling, because there's a lower opportunity cost of holding gold in periods where interest rates are down. So those to me are the key drivers. And I think there are other tailwinds that will, in due course, continue to support gold as well.
And final question, speaking now specifically to the Aussie retail investor, what would be your outlook and recommendations for them? Things to pay attention to in the news, maybe advice on if they should be putting their money towards gold and other precious metals?
Sure. Look, I suppose I have to make the obligatory comment that I'm not a financial advisor. ABC Bullion doesn't provide investment advice. So we can't make specific recommendations to any one person or any group of people. However, I've been very fortunate to be in this industry for about 15 years now, and been even more fortunate to be an investor in precious metals for about 25 years. If I go back to why I first started investing in precious metals, and all of the conversations that I've had with clients over, the last decade and a half, people are investing in gold and allocate to precious metals typically for three or four key reasons. It's because they see the opportunity to make money as prices are going up. It's because they want an alternative in periods where interest rates are falling. It's because they want protection against the potential for the stock market to pull back, and because they want inflation protection in their portfolio. If I look at all of those factors, they are just as strong today as they were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So I think it's important to state that gold is not going to go up in a straight line, nor is silver. We're in a period right now where performance is extremely strong. So people should expect that the ride will continue to be volatile. It won't be smooth sailing. Precious metals are, they're not term deposits, or cash in a bank. But the fundamental tailwinds that are driving prices higher and that have seen gold and silver deliver 8% to 10% returns per annum, I think those tailwinds are still there. And I think investment solutions, not just the Gold Decumulation Plan that we've now brought to the market, but also other products, our Gold Saver program, people buying pool allocated metals, bullion bars to put in vaults or in storage. All of those are just part of the suite of solutions that investors can utilize when they want to incorporate precious metals into their portfolio.
Well, Jordan, it has been a golden opportunity to speak with you, the General Manager of ABC Bullion. Thank you so much for all of your insights.
My absolute pleasure.